Hey, welcome back. I told you I was coming back, cousins, didn't I? I told you, I told you, I told you. And for the ones that haven't been here before and new like me, I am Betty Jane Gathers and daughter of Jean Grey, the sweetest woman you would have ever met. I tell you, people talk about people that's deceased or passed on, how good they talk about them, and they were so sweet. No, that's who she was. Now, when I pass, I don't think I'm going to get all those little kind words. But today I wanted to come and I want to talk about journaling. Journaling and how it has changed my life immensely. And I know, and I always talk about women at 35 and up because, or even a little younger, when you start your family, your mind is just so busy. You're trying to work, or even stay-at-home moms. You just got so much on your mind. Even older women, we go and we go. We got the children. We got school for the children. We got our husbands. We got to cook. We got to clean. So our minds never, ever have time to just stop. Stop in that moment. Stop. And I say here it took me 60-some years, my sixth decade, to get to this point. But when the pandemic came, it changed a lot of us, and how we change our lives and how we treat our families and how we treat our pets. He's over there asleep. I need to drag him over there and wake him up. Where he at? He back there. He always my little tail in behind me. But I just wanted to share just the little things that I do to keep me grounded, to keep me standing strong so I don't fall off and start my day. I always, for 272 days, I sit down in the mornings or wherever I'm at before I do anything, before I brush my teeth, before, just anything, before I touch the telephone. Because once you start that and put that in action, usually you bypass it. Even this morning, I knew all I had to do today, and it's going to be a full day. I did that in the morning. And usually I take an hour, and I can because I'm retired, but I know people that work, they don't have all that time. So even if you get in a minute, and just get yourself together before the family gets up and start moving, you will see that will help you so much. But I just want to share some good pointers that really help me with my journaling. I know everybody, all my life, I've heard that journaling helps. Oprah Winfrey I always talked about journaling and meditation, and even some of the actors and singers and songwriters, they talk about that they really have to regroup early in the morning before everything starts moving, just when that sun comes up. But the first thing I do is make sure I have an ink pen. That's what I do. I make sure, and you know what? Get your favorite ink pen, okay? Because that even always feels better in your hand. I like fat ink pens is what I like. You can get different colors, like scrapbooking. You can even journal. You can scrapbook with journaling. I love to scrapbook. But what I do is, the first thing I do is tell God that I am grateful, and whoever you pray to or don't pray to, you can just say, universe, I am grateful to have opened my eyes, to put my feet on the floor, till you have given me life and the breath, and you're going to guide my steps today for all the blessings I'm going to receive. What about that? And it's so simple, and you know what? It really don't cost any money. So don't say I don't have enough money to do all that, okay? Because I'm going to tell you just how inexpensive that I started journaling. Your basic supplies is just a paper and ink pen. That's it. What I did was I went to the Dollar Tree And first I got, just plain notebook paper. And you can get, what is it, 500 sheets for $1 at the dollar store. And then what I did, I got a cover that I love this cover, this black and gold, and I've had it for a couple of years. And in the back is starting to wear. And I only paid $1, and it holds tons of paper. Tons of paper. And I mean, it's so expensive. You don't even need the cover. You could just have the paper. And then once this fills up, I got all of this. I take it out and I save it. I don't know if I would go back and read it because I remember going back and read some of it. But I take it and put it in a safe place so no one finds it, because you got some nosy people. They want to know what you're thankful for and what grateful for and what gets you through the day. But that's what I do. But like I say, that's all you really need is an ink pen, a piece of paper. That's it. And start jotting down those 10 things that you are really grateful for. And believe me, and even if it's something you want, say if you want a new house, what I do, I write down, I have my new house. I am so grateful. Or I would say my new house is awaiting me with the open doors. It's saying, Betty, come on in. It is. It's realistic, some things that I do write down. Or even if it's something negative in my life. Say if my neighbors are being really noisy. I got some noisy neighbors. I won't say awful because millions of people hear this. But I do. I pray that, and even write in my grateful journal, is that I pray that how I write it is, I love them peace and quiet all around me. I have it now. It's not in the future. I have it now. I have great neighbors. I have great, and you can even take it to someone you don't like, Sometimes that's a little harder. But once you really fill yourself up with gratefulness, thankfulness, kindness, empathy, yourself, because that's who you're working on. You can't change you. You can't change me. You can't change the dog. You can't change my husband or your husband or children. But you can change you to the positive. And what happens is, once you do that, then people see you're changing. And I know my husband sees that. I know his family sees that. That it changes you. And it doesn't take long. But you have to be consistent. You can't say, I'm going to do this on Monday, and then you come back on Saturday, and then you come back on next Thursday. You want to make it a little consistent in doing it. If you do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, if those are the only days you got to do it, be consistent with that. Because what's going to happen, say if you do it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, on Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday, once you're consistently doing this, it's going to pop in your mind. You're going to try to say what you're thankful for in your mind, but you're so used to writing it down. I know that's what happens to me. You're so used to writing it down, but no matter where you go, I promise you, once you do this all the time, consistently, even when I'm in the shower, I am so grateful. I'm thinking about all the great things that happened to me. I know the other day, a friend of mine that does the same thing, she bought me, it's like that apple cider juice that looked like champagne in the bottle, and she left it on my step. And she had 2 cards, one for me and one for my, I was so grateful. I wrote that in my journal, right? Because she did it early. And I was so grateful. And then I was grateful all day. She just does not know, she'll know who I'm talking about, is I was so grateful. Even when I got in the shower that night, I remembered that. And I'm going to tell you another little trick in a little bit, how to remember it. But once I was doing this, I know I needed just a little bit more help. Just a little bit more help. And I did not know where I was going to get that help for. But I was following a YouTube channel. I can't even remember her name. I don't think she even does it as much as she used to. But it was a young interracial couple that moved to Sweden. And they just went. They wanted to take a year off. She was going to be a doctor. She wanted to take a year off. And he could work wherever they went. And they went to Sweden. And that was just the time that was for me. That I always say that story at that time in her life was my life. And she was reading a book. She never talked about it, but just so happened I peeked over and she had the name showing up. And that's why I'm gonna have to be careful too with my sheets, because people look at your sheets and they read them. Okay, that's one thing I'm gonna have to be really careful at, because I know people like me are a little nosy. But what she was reading, it was this book out. It's not sponsored. They're not paying me for it. But I'm just trying to give you an idea of what really helped me. Because I used to notice her in that cabin. She used to be writing every day. And I'm like, she says that she has little things that this book tells her to do for every day. They have it. It was written by Rhonda Bryan. She's the one that does a lot things on The Secret. And this was just so helpful. But as I watched this young lady, I could see her transforming right in the front of my eyes. Right in the front of my eyes. But then later on, I noticed there was a deep sadness. I don't know where it was coming from, but it was like right at the end of that year. And maybe that's what it was. I don't know, but then she stopped doing her channel. And I know her husband used to be on there, and she said that he really never wanted to. And so she was going to go ahead and take it on. So that might have been part of that sadness. But again, the book, The Magic, this really helped me. And what it is, it's just chapters, and I mean real short chapters to get you through. And all it's doing is about life. How to get you some clarity, how to get you some peace, how to get you some gratitude, thankfulness, all of that. Okay? And it's so simple. It really is. And in the before I even start that, it's for 28 days is how this is. I went through this book 4 times. I needed this book. I almost went through the 5th time, but it was like, Betty, okay, now you gotta let it go. You gotta let it go. But in the 2nd chapter, it talks about just as simple is, they call it the magic rock, is what they call it. And what this does, that you only need one, like a soft rock, not a rough one. And really, I got these from Dollar Tree. I got a whole bag of rock, because I need for 2 hands. I need it for 2 hands, not 1 hand. And what it is, at nighttime, you put it by your bed. And then once you get into bed, or everything is peaceful, you think about what really happened good in your day. Not bad, but good that happened in your day. And you won't forget. And sometimes in the mornings, I even say, get up before you get out of bed. And if you don't have time, like I say, to sit down and write 10 things you are grateful for, then you have these rocks to really as a reminder. That's what it is. It's something you hold on to, something you remember. I can't think exactly the words. I don't know if my husband remember, but it's like something you just, when you see the rock, you remember that you had a great day and what was the good stuff, not the bad stuff. We want to remember the good stuff. We want to put that in our minds as we start our day and as we end our nights. Okay, so this book really helped. And my friend, when I told her about it, she got it right away. But like I say, it's not sponsored, so I'm not telling you to buy it. I'm just telling you to, it gave me an idea. And I just thought of something too. the size of paper is important to me. Who would have thought the size of paper would have been important to you? I like 8 by 11. I love it. What I had bought this little book, pretty book, paid some money for it, but the sheets are little. Okay, they're little, and I can take up a couple of sheets or more, and I had to force myself to stay on little sheets, and I didn't like that. I went on ahead and finished this book. It's finished along with that paper you saw, and it's a beautiful book, and some of you might want just a little book. And like I said, I'm not sponsoring this either, but it's called The Secret Gratitude Book, and it's also by the same author. But it was just little things that I thought that was going to help me through this. Let me show you one thing. I got to get up and come back. Hold on. Oops. See my little shoes too? Put you something comfortable on my favorite little, look at there. Isn't that cute? Isn't that cute? Where's the other one? Maybe that's where I got up. Yeah, make sure you're always wearing something comfy too. But I got this. I have not even used it yet. I'm a writer. I love to write. I have been like that ever since high school. And one of my teachers that really, I think she's passed now. She was in Riviera Beach, Suncoast High School, and her name was Miss Ruhala. And some teachers just don't know that they really help their students through their lives. I had to be in 10th or 11th grade when I had her. She was like yay tall, and her daughter, I think was Leslie. I can't even remember. She was younger than me, but she would be with her mom all the time, and both of them was about the same height. So thank you, Miss Ruhala, wherever you are. And this is just a journal book. You know, I could write. I can also make this a scrapbook. A lot of things I just make scrapbooks out of. Another thing you can do is too, I know most of us, our pictures are on our cameras, or in our telephone, or but start printing them out and make like a photo journal of what you and your family have done, and that's inexpensive too, really. So just thinking of all the things that we can be grateful for. And let me make sure I'm not leaving anything out, because I wanted to make sure that I talked about the river rock. But I've been doing this for 9 months straight. Oh, and my friend, the one that I'm talking about, Z, she's been doing it for 100 days. She's celebrating, and let me tell you, she has a busy life. She's younger than me, and she has 2 grown sons, and she has a little girl. She's, Z must be 10, 11, 12. She's a big girl now. And she has a bonus daughter. So she is really busy. But I tell you, she takes the time out early in the mornings, because she said it changed right away for her. It changed right away for her. And then after this book, it was another book I read of hers called The Power. And again, like I say, I'm not sponsoring it. But the Power book, that helped me too. And one more other thing, and I know people going to say, oh, woo, 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 but it's not woo, 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 woo. And this not sponsored either. It's Deepak Chopra. I read this years ago. And this is when I say you have a busy life and it doesn't stick, but you know it's there. But it's called The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. And this really helps too. It's short, and he also has things for you to do, like stand outside in nature, just listen, and that was another thing. I forgot the simple things. And the simple things were looking at the moon at night. I even got binoculars now, looking at the moon, You listen to the birds. You forget. Look at the stars. I'm like, there aren't any stars in the sky like when I was little. Because see, I know there were tons of stars in the sky, but there were quite a few, the nights that I watch. I know exactly now when the moon's going to be out, and I know it get closer to the end of the month, it's full. And I do know that last night it was covered, and I guess because the rain was coming. But I enjoy that every night is what I do. But like I said, make this part of your life. Even if it's a minute or two, or just before you get into work, because sometimes you just don't have that time. But just before you get into work, because you got the kids off to school, you got yourself in the car, and sit there and think. Some people pray to center their self. Some people pray to the universe to center their self. The quietness. One thing that I have accomplished is, I cannot believe it, I've been wanting to do this for years. And I think it came from Deepak. And what I can do is, I can close my eyes. And I can do it and nothing comes in my brain for 30 minutes. Now, if I get busy, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's like things pop up in my mind. Because I know Z says she tried with her little busy life. And she said, Betty, that worked only for a minute. But I hope I got everything, because this video is pretty long. And I just wanted to make sure to let you know also that we're living in a chaotic time. Our lives are chaotic. Everybody's running, everybody's mean, I'm not going to say everybody, some people, they're nasty, but a lot of times, and mad, and a lot of times that comes from hurt and pain. Always remember that when somebody's screaming at you, just remember that person is usually hurting. They're in pain. That's usually where anger and hurt comes from, is pain. But you're going to be that person that shows the empathy, even if they cuss you out in front of your face, or just say you're sorry, even though I've done it many a times when people are red and fluffed up in the face. I'm so sorry, I really didn't mean it. So you're going to be the one in this chaotic world that stands strong. You're going to be happy. You're going to be calm, and your children, especially them, they're going to wonder, like, what happened to mama? Or what happened to daddy? Because men need it too. Men tend to hold their stress in. But once you sit down, remember, early in the morning when everything is quiet, just take and close your eyes for a little while. Even if you're in the shower in the morning time, do that. Okay, so once again, I just wanted to share that with you, because my life past 60, it has changed. I don't tend to get upset like I used to. I tend to think it over and calm down. And I know my husband's listening to me right now, because I'm in the kitchen. He goes, what did you say? What did you do? I haven't seen a change. But I do. I feel that I have changed a lot, and I have a long way to go, because you just don't change, like overnight. That's just, you have all these bad habits that stay with you. But like I said, do that. Just write, and if you don't have time to write, always think about it in the morning. Or what's more simple than this? Rocks. To remember, to anchor you. That's what they do. They anchor you, and you think about all the great times when you got married, when you had your baby, when you got your new job, you got to stay home as a mommy. There are so many things to be thankful for. The roof over your head, the food that you eat, your electric is on. And one more thing I want to say is the rent and everything where I stay, in the area I stay, is going up really, really high. And people don't have the money. They're really stressed. People are hurting now. even babysitting daycare centers. Now we're talking about a little about food shortages. I'm going to do a video on that. And people are really, really hurting. But we're going to be the people that's grateful. And we're going to be the people that are going to be thankful. But you know, again, I am so glad you came back to my channel, cousins. Okay? So you make sure you write me something down in the comments. Don't write me nothing nasty. I invited you into my home. Okay? And really, if you're the little nasty little troll, you might have came here to hear this. Did you think about that? Maybe that's what you need, a little bit of compassion to others. But once again, I am Betty J. Gathers, and I want you to hit that little subscribe button, and I want you to get, the bell to be notified every time I have a new video to come out. And you're going to share my videos also. I'm going to get used to saying that at the bottom. I always get fluffed up, but I want you to subscribe. I want you to come back. I want you to make sure you get notified with the bell. And thank you. And you have a great day.